Right, okay. I have to restart the stream. Let's see if this works. And there we go. We are live. Right, okay, let's copy the link, go to Discord. Right. Welcome to the stream, everybody. The first stream is going to be deleted. However, I'd just like to say welcome back to GFRL. I haven't done this in about 2 weeks, so I apologise if I'm a little rusty. I also have a cold, so if my voice sounds a bit crap, that's because I feel crap. But you know, for the 5 or 6 people who've watched this thing, I'm here for you. Yeah, it's mainly a bit of fun for me. But, you know, let's get into this then. We will be readying up to go around Portugal for round 1 on the beautiful circuit. It is a great circuit, to be fair. It's one of my favourites. It's got lots of high-speed, fast-flowing corners, and I have no idea why, but it always gives me, with the altitude changes, it always gives me a sort of Brazil feeling mixed in with a weird amount of Suzuka. I don't know why I feel that. A lot of people disagree with me. However, it feels like a combination of Brazil and Suzuka because the amount of high-speed corners. But anyway, let's get into qualifying. This is the first season we will have had in a while with an extremely close grid. And yeah, we have Domi and Felix 1 here, so this could be an interesting fight today. But as we said last season, we could be looking at a massive championship fight in GFRL this season, because we have a lot of drivers with fairly equal pace. And it's really going to be interesting to see if there is going to be a battle whatsoever, because we've said this in the past, and we've ended up watching one driver dominate for half the season, and then another guy win a few races, and then disappear, and then the guy who was dominating at the first half of the season come back and win everything. So, you know, it's whatever. We don't know what will happen, but for now, let's get into qualifying here at Portimao. Who is going to be first out on track? We don't know yet, as there was a lot of driver changes over the season, except for Leon, he's still in Aston Martin. Good old Ruby, former commentator, former driver, returns to the grid in a Ferrari. I also think we have another returning driver. Is he with us today? He's a former champion in GFRL. He's not on the grid right now. Let's get on board with the Alfa Romeo that's got out of the pits first. It's Felix 1, probably one of the fastest drivers here. He is... Do you know what? I really need to check on this. Don't know if they're a world champion. Do you know what I think they are. It would help if God, I feel bad here. This is what I mean by being a bit rusty. God, I don't like Discord's new thing. How do I check the people? This is great. It doesn't let me check the people in the server, so... Oh, wow. Right, I hate this. Felix 1. There we go. Yes! Sorry, Felix 1 did win the Season 3 World Drivers' Championship. Sorry. But, yeah. You know, it is what it is. I spent most of Season 3 at the back of the grid hitting walls. So, you know, I wasn't really knowledgeable of what was going on at the front. But, yeah, let's get on board with Felix 1 and watch them on their hot lap. First hot lap of the day. Unless that Mercedes in front. No. Definitely not. And as expected, first car out, purple sector 1. Would be insanely surprised if he was the slowest first car out on track. Physically impossible, but you know, it is what it is. Oh, he's gone wide. He hasn't invalidated though. That's going to affect his time a lot, because going wide on that corner really can ruin your pace going into the next few. We've got some yellow flags in the first start of the second sector. I think it's just an Alpine driving slowly, nothing too serious. Quite common actually, the Alpines going slowly. However, it's different drivers this season, so you know, Stick Boy isn't there anymore, I don't think. So no Alpines driving slowly this season. And Felix 1 crosses the line to give a 1:16.8. That's a good lap. That's a very good lap. And Eweg of 1:18.3. Not exactly 2 seconds slower. Oh, Cam goes fastest, 2/10 quicker than Felix 1. This could be really interesting this season. The top 3 only separated by 0.4 of a second right now. Oh, is onto provisional pole for now. I can't say that I'm surprised. Our previous champion from last season. We've got Gabri setting laps, P5. Wow, that's good. Eweg already set his lap earlier. Ruby gives us a 1:20. Not a very impressive lap there from the Ferrari driver. I think he's still getting to grips with driving a car again, and instead of screaming at a screen. Shazad's just gone second quickest with a 1:16.5. That's a very good lap from Shazad. Normally seeing him at the top of the midfield, going straight to the top of the field. Well, not the top, but almost the top. We've got yellow flags again. I think that's Williams driving slowly there, almost impeding on the Alfa Romeo. Ruby is pitting this lap. I am not surprised. He had a shocker, almost 4 seconds off the pace. Almost 5 seconds off the pace. Let's get on board with Numi in the Williams. New lineup for Williams this season. Aiden and Numi replacing Domi and Beast. However, I am fairly sure Domi's obviously still in Mercedes, and Beast, I don't know whether he found another seat. I think he did. But Domi is partnered with Blackberry Hall, our mighty midfield driver, I've got to say. He's pretty darn good at scoring those points, so I think he'll do a slightly better job at being a support for Domi than last season. Numi goes P5, solid lap from the Williams driver. Let's get on board with Morris. He's shown himself as a valiant one in the past. P9 only for Morris, and Bars goes even quicker. That's a good lap from Bars, P7. Bars has been shown to be a good driver in the past, showing that he can fight for a win in Britain, and God, where was the other track where he started showing us that he could win? I think it might have been Abu Dhabi. I'll have a look in the social posts. So Abu Dhabi, I think it was Brazil. Yes, it was Brazil. He showed us that he could fight for the win, and then obviously being taken out by his teammate. Not the most ideal thing in the world, but you know, Stick Boy is that kind of a driver. Who can we get on board with then, who's on a lap? just feel out of fuel. Almost just edging the way back to the pits. Let's get on board with Luca. Luca is on a lap right now by the looks of it. Very quick through the... it's double right-hander, technically. Going through... This doesn't look particularly great. Could just be the Alpine car looking slow. Well, that's just gone quickest in the second sector. Didn't look quick, but I'll tell you what, I wouldn't complain. It's not always the quickest who look... It's not always the things that look the quickest that are the quickest. Where's he gonna go? Where's he gonna put himself, should I say? Put themselves. P3 from the Alpine driver. Very good improvement from Alpine from last season. Well, I'd say improvement. Pretty much the same thing. Mihai down in P12. Not much to show for there. EJ has left the session. Blackberry is on a lap right now, and he has not set a lap yet. So it would be great to see where Blackberry can stick himself into this grid. Going through this very fast right-hander, you want to get it just right, and you don't want to hang wide, because if you go wide, you can clip that curb and ruin your entire lap. It says he's gone fastest in the second sector. We don't know what to believe in this game. However, again, it's Blackberry and he's a quick driver, so I think this is a time to believe it. He's going round the final corner, turn 15. Where's he going to stick his Mercedes? Is he going to stick it into the top 10? And he sticks it onto the front row with his teammate. It's a 1-2 for Mercedes right now, and Cam goes on to provisional pole with the Aston Martin. I'll tell you what, that 1-2 for Mercedes has just been spoilt by Cam, the Aston Martin driver, in the number 5. Dare I say Sebastian Vettel has returned from his grave. Not his grave. his retirement. His retirement to win. Domi goes back onto provisional pole. Is Blackberry going to be able to make it back into second place? But Ruby is on a... He's improved by about 2 seconds on his lap. It's 1:18, but it hasn't improved his position. Tell you what, Ferrari have had a horrid day today. But I'm not going to lie, the two drivers that have to be furthest away from each other, have to be, as teammates that is Cam and Leon. Leon is just not having a good day today, down in P15. But this lap could change everything. Let's see what he can do. No purple sectors as of now, but that does not mean it's a poor lap. Let's see what he can do. Where's he stuck that Aston Martin? I don't think he's improved there. Still down in P15. Obviously, Cam stuck it on provisional pole slightly earlier. We've got 8 minutes left of running time here at qualifying today in Portimao. And we've got, is Leon giving it another shot? No, I don't think he was. Right, let's see Tibbs, never mind, Tibbs coming into the pits, but Morris is on a lap right now. He's 3/10 up on it, not that up, but he's improved by 3/10 on his time. I don't know if he's 3/10 still, because he's just had a little snap coming out of the first sector, going into the second. How is this lap gonna go? It's been alright so far, as from what I've seen, except for that snap. But if he holds this lap together, it could be alright, and it might stick him into the top 10. But it doesn't look amazing. He's 3/10 down, not down, but God, he's improving by 3/10 of a second right now, and that will stick him into about P10, P9 area. So, who knows? He's coming around the final bend. Where's he going to stick his McLaren? Is he going to get ahead of Bas? He does. He actually sticks it into P8. He improves by 0.4 of a second through that final corner. He must have had a shocking final corner on his first lap if he improved by 1/10 of a second just through that part alone. Just feel like invalidating your lap. Not ideal, I'm going to say. Let's get on board with Luca. They've started their lap. The Alpine looking fierce through these first few corners, going just into the second sector now. That's a horrid corner, that blind apex right there. You always feel like you're just going to go too wide. Alpine locking up slightly, but not causing too much of an issue for them there as they go into this double right-hander before the major elevation changes. Taking that corner slightly wide, but not enough power down early. And when they did get the power down, it was too early because they were in the wrong part of the track. This, invalidated their lap through there. That's not what you like to see, especially in P5 towards the end of a qualifying session. Let's get on board with no one, because no one is on a lap right now. Ruby is on an out lap, and they're just about to start. They are hot lap. Sorry, I'm having some slight microphone issues there. Right, Ruby starts his hot lap of today. He's had 2 so far. His first hot lap, not doing so well. 1 minute 20, pretty much back of the grid time. That it's just not quick enough. And now he's got a 1:18, still not ideal, but he is improving right now, just under 1/10 of a second through the first sector. How much do you think he'll improve through the second sector? I don't know if it'll be very much. It's really hard to gain time through this part of the track unless you got it horribly wrong the first time. And I'm just praying that he got it horribly wrong, because we'd love for Ruby to do well today. Right, he's going just into the third sector now. He's up on his time by 0.3. Well, no, he's down on it. No, Jesus Christ, I'm horrible at this. He's improved by 0.3. He's actually gone fastest in the middle sector. Again, this game's a little iffy with its time, so we have no idea. His time improved by 0.3 of a second would still keep him in P16, but who knows? What's he been able to achieve here? It's still P16. He improves by only 0.2 of a second. He needs to do better than that if he wants to improve. Purple middle sector as well. That's interesting. Right. Got a few drivers on outlaps. We've got Cam here on an outlap. Is Cam going to be able to put in a lap good enough for provisional pole today? Will it be Domi? Will it be Cam? Will it be Blackberry? Or could it even be Shazad? I mean, Jesus, Shazad and Blackberry separated by basically nothing. Same with Luca as well. Goodness me. Sorry, these times. I mean, Morris all the way up to Blackberry separated by quite literally 1/10 of a second. 16.5. It's just, that's pretty close. Alright, let's get on board with Cam. Cam's about to start their lap as they cross the line. Let's see how they're going to do on this lap. Will this lap be good enough for provisional pole today? Fast into the first few corners right there. You've got to get this one right. It's quite easy to lock up on, and it's quite easy to go wide on this second part. He takes a lot of curb. He's going to be confident going through that corner, because if he isn't confident, it ruins your whole section. Right, he's up by 1/10.5 here, just through the first sector, and this is looking promising if the rest of the lap is going to keep improving like this. However, Domi, Cam's going to be promising or just hoping that Domi makes a mistake and Ruby retires from the session. That's poor. That's not an ideal thing to do in your comeback, in your first race back in a while, but he's done it nonetheless. Shazad retires as well. This leaves our top 3 battle between Domi, Cam and Blackberry. Right, Cam goes through the final corner and across the line. He goes on to provisional pole by 1/10 of a second. He's going to have to pray that Domi does not have a good lap. However, Domi has gone fastest in the first sector, and he's already, well, what looks like, got provisional pole just by what he's improved on in the first sector. Let's see what he does in the second sector. Very clean and tidy through there. However, he has a little bit of a snap. He's up by almost 0.2 of a second, and this is provisional pole. Not just provisional pole, it's pole position if I've ever seen it. Blackberry's not done his lap yet. Luca and Josfile coming in 3rd and 4th. Domi is about to go across the line. This is going to be pole by quite one margin, and he goes... It's not quite one hell of a margin. It's only just pole. Wow. 0.002 of a second there. Pole by 0.002 of a second. That is... No, 10th, 100th, 200ths of a second. Jesus Christ. I'm not with it today. Cam crosses the line again to confirm his P2, but that's our starting grid for today. I'm fairly sure, actually, I lie. We've got Bas, no, he's invalidated his lap. We've got Mihai messing about. Yeah, that's your battle for pole position over. It's Domi over Cam over Blackberry. Let's have a look at the rest of the grid once all the drivers have pit, and we'll have a look at how things are going to go. Just waiting. And the Alpine. Sorry, Haas the McLaren and the Alpine. Williams still out there, just driving around. Good job, Aiden. Not a particularly ideal result for Aiden. However, I reckon he'll be able to make his way up the grid. Right, here is your starting grid for today. Domi gets pole position by only 2. Mine's going blank. By a very small amount of time. Blackberry just behind them, just about 1.5 tenths behind. Then Luca from Josfile, from Shazad, from Felix 1, who's lower down the grid than I was expecting. I was expecting a fight for pole here. Then Morris, then Numi, then Gabri, then Bas, then Aiden, then Mihai, then Eweg, then Tib, then Leon, then Thousands Corn, Ruby in P18, and EJ in P19. Not ideal to be starting that low down the grid for Ruby. However, you know, it's a race can be very exciting. Well, not exciting, unpredictable. And many things can happen. So, you know, Ruby could find his way into the points from back there if 8 drivers in front of him crash. I don't know, he could get some overtaking done. But we'll find out in a very short amount of time, just before the lights go out. PS5 loading time means that we wait for a while, but let's hope that the game just hurries up. I mean, I suppose it's got a lot to load for them and not a lot for me. I just sit here and look at the pit wall whilst they do their strategy and stuff like that. So let's get ready. We have 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights, and they're out, and we're away here at Portimao. Domi gets a fantastic start. Cam, not amazing start. Luca into P2. Oh, we've got a lot of overtaking there. The Alfa Romeo of Felix 1 slips through. They've lost a position though, and they're... Wow. Oh, the Aston Martin of Cam loses it a bit there. Oh, and the Aston Martin of Cam spun round by the McLaren there, I think. Oh, down into P19, and Ruby as well spun round. That's not what you want. We've got Aiden making up or losing positions just there from Bas. And let's get to the front. Luca in P2. What a great start from that Alpine, starting not quite far back, but P4, I think. Oh, we've got a Haas of Gabri that's just spun round as they make their way over the hill very slowly. But Domi leads the race now, and Luca is catching Domi, and at quite a rate too. Let's see what this next lap holds for us. Shazad in P3, Blackberry's in P4, Felix 1 in P5, Jose File in P6, now in P5 as he overtakes Felix 1. Oh, and now Felix 1 under attack by Morris. He's having a horrible race. Right, let's get back on board with Luca, as they were looking at attacking Domi at the end of last lap. So let's see what they can do on this lap. Only 5/10 away from our leader here, and not exactly gaining on them, but you know, I think this is settled here. There's your possible race strategies for today. Let's look at a driver further down the grid. Let's get on board with 1000 Corn. In fact, no, they've got a bit of a gap. Let's get on board with Aiden, with the McLaren of Bas right in front of them. Is Aiden going to catch these cars ahead? He's got a lot of traffic to clear in front of him if he wants to get into some clean air. But he's in P10 right now, which is pretty good. He's made up quite a few positions, made up 2 positions. However, our biggest mover here today has got to actually be Cam. He's lost 14 positions. Not exactly going the right way down up the grid, but you know, he's still gone up the grid. Tib becomes, oh no, 1000 Corn becomes our biggest mover of the day. I think Felix 1 has just pit. Yeah, 1000 Corn, our biggest mover, up the grid into P6. Not P6, moved up 6 positions. And Leon close behind him with 4. In fact, no, Tib's got 5 and then Leon's got 4. Let's go and hop on board with Mihai. Let's see how they're going to do. They've been actually catching the 2 cars in front. However, he's just had a big snap there. So, you know, snapping is not good for your exit speed. He seems to be snapping a lot, and so is Leon. He's swerving and twitching all over the place as Mihai hits that curve that basically makes you go straight on. Don't recommend that. Mihai is catching Leon here, and if he gets the slipstream, might be able to make a move, but just before that, we actually might have a move for the lead here. Sorry, to switch off them, but Luca was closing very close to Domi right there. We've got a 3-second time penalty for Felix 1 and a DNF from them, and that's a safety car. What happened there? Not an ideal start for the former world champion, but you know, things can change during the course of a season. Let's just hope, for their sake, that this won't become a normal event. Details. So our fastest lap so far is from Shazad, and I'll tell you what, it's a lot quicker than everyone else's. I don't know when he's done that, but it's a good, I don't know, he's 6/10 quicker than Luca on his fastest lap, and 4/10 quicker than Domi. So don't count Shazad out of this fight for P1 here. Filet with the 3-second time penalty. Sorry, that was who got the 3-second time penalty, not Felix 1. It's not great to be getting penalties this early. Shazad pits. Don't exactly know what for, but they have. Numi up into P4, Norris up into P5, and Bart's into P6. Solid positions. Ruby is going to be very happy about this safety car, I'm guessing, because it does mean that he's going to be at the back of the grid, but rather at the back of the grid than behind 20 seconds of the car at the back of the grid. So, you know, always an improvement for those cars involved in an early incident to have a safety car right now. Just feel like, yep, obviously 3-second time penalty. Cam comes out of the pits in P17. He's got a lot of work to do this race if he wants to get back to where he started. Starting in P2 and down into P17. He needs to pull off one hell of a strategy here if he wants to get back up there and score some good points. Domi not controlling the pace right now. Obviously, pace is controlled by the safety car, but controlling the race nonetheless. Led every lap so far and not had much to worry about except for that close call with Luca earlier. But we don't know what's going to happen yet. Luca genuinely could show us something by going for an adventurous overtake into turn 1, especially with, it looks like they have a very much of a lower downforce package than Domi, because, well, Luca was a lot faster on the straights when I saw them closing in on their times. But we're going to have another lap of safety car action, which is no action whatsoever, and after that I reckon we'll go racing here for only 27 laps remaining here at Portimao. I don't think it looks like we'll be having any rain today. The sky looks incredibly clear, but all of that can change. We'll have to talk to the drivers if we get a chance. Oh, this is quite a nice camera angle. If we just watch all the cars. Shazad with the Fernando Alonso style helmet, Ruby with Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz's helmet. We've got EJ, very nice looking helmet there. Safety car in this lap. Mihai going for the Alpine colours. We've got Eweg, Czech Republic helmet. Thousand Corn looking slightly like Charles Leclerc's. Black helmet from Tib. Blue helmet from Aiden. Quite a nice design that. I quite like the splatter effect. Bas black helmet with a bit of a red stripe, nothing too interesting. Quite a nice pattern on Morris's helmet. We've got Numi's helmet, which is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, I quite like the orange in the back. Got right, let's forget about helmets. And we're off to start lap 7 of Portimao, and Luca is closing down on Domi, but it's not going to be enough to overtake them down into turn 1. Let's see how this goes for them through the later lap. In fact, we have an Aston Martin that's spun, and it's Cam. He's just not having a good race today. Luca having a very good race right now. I mean, not exactly gaining on the Mercedes, however, still moved up 2%. We've got a virtual safety car. Oh, we've had 2 cars collide. I think that was Leon and Thousand Corn who've come together there. Oh god. Oh no, there's Mihai. Unless Mihai was the car. No, because 1,000 Coins lost their front wing, so is Mihai. Leon might have been involved in the incident. I apologise for that. It just looked like Leon was cause of that when I quickly switched onto it, but I think it could have been Mihai. Going wide on that corner, serve yourself a bit of a penalty there. If you keep doing that, we've got Domi into the pits. Onto the hard tyre from the soft. Cam ahead of Domi. Is this not meaning that Cam is technically not in the net lead now? Let's have a look at how many stops everyone's done. Stops. I'm not gonna lie, the driver, he looks like they're in the net lead because a few others have to stop still, is just Filo. Don't think they'll be complaining about that. And Shazad in P2, and I'll tell you what, if they all pit within the next few laps, Barca's going to have to on the soft. Do you know what? I've always said this so many times. Barca will have to pit. He's on the soft tyre. He'll have to pit soon. He ends up doing the longer stint than most of the medium runners and still being quicker than them. He's a genuine master with these tyres. Don't know how he gets them to last so long, but he does. Maybe he just thrives with low grip. Some people do. Right, Blackberry now leads. The first time he's led in a while. So, do you know what? Good luck to you, Blackberry. Let's hope you can make something of this. You will have to pit eventually, though. And that eventually is coming sooner and sooner as those medium tyres stay on your car. Eweg driving at full speed, catch up with the safety car. Ruby has improved from starting in P18. So, you know, he's only had one driver DNF so far, and he's made up more than one position. He's made up 3 positions. So, you know, that means he overtook 2 people. Or got him under a safety car or an incident. I mean, it's Mihai and 1,000 Corn, so yes. Yeah, Ruby's not having a great race here. He's overtaken 3 people and 2 of them pit for damage and one of them's DNF, so... Let's hope Ruby can get a good overtake, don't we? Hopefully we have a safety car in this lap. Because another safety car lap would be a bit ridiculous. And there we go. Safety car in this lap. Let's see how this goes. Blackberry now. Different Mercedes. But still a Mercedes. That's in the lead. Let's see how they do. Right. Oh god. Blackberry using the Felix technique. Which is something that, well, it's something I like to call the Felix technique. It's slowing down the entire grid to the point of danger, where your tyres went so cold. Numi's actually about to steal first place from Blackberry right now. Yep, very clean overtake there from Numi. Blackberry's going to be coming right back at him though. Never mind, he's just to get the exit. But yeah, it's not a great situation here for Blackberry. Well, no, it is. It is a good. I mean, not really. He's got a pit fairly soon, and he started losing positions. So got Bas losing the position to Josephine. Those soft tyres aren't what they were at the start of this race. Let's see how good the performance of these tyres are going to be when fighting back with the mediums on lap 10. I'd like to apologise. I've just come back at a horrible moment. Oh, there was definitely contact between Bas, Luca and Camp right there. I'm having mic issues where my mic keeps cutting out for some reason. So, yeah, I'd like to apologise for that. Cam's making their way back through the grid. I'll tell you what, he's had a great strategy. I don't know if it was intentional, but I'll tell you what, this is net P3 right now for Cam. I would not be complaining if I was in his situation, because that early incident may have put him back to the grid at the start, but he's running P6 right now. He's going to have a slipstream, and I'm not going to lie, I don't know if he's going to be able to slingshot himself right into P4 right now. I mean, they are quite far ahead, so I wouldn't exactly say it's going to happen. Shazad with the penalty. Cam down the inside of Shazad. Good overtake there. Last on the brakes. Oh, the Williams in front of Cam spins, and it's heartbreak for Cam. It's a virtual safety car. I'm not surprised. There's debris all over the first sector of the track. Oh, and tell you what, not Josephine, Cam has just had a horrific race today. It's just not going his way. I hope better for you in next weekend, or better in the latter half of this race. We're approaching the halfway mark in the next 4 or 5 laps. So I hope better for you. We've got another safety car period here. I'm going to just take a short break here. I'll be back with you guys in a second. I'm just going to go quiet for about a minute or two. Right, we're back, and I'll tell you what, that's one hell of a grid shake-up that this safety car has caused. Got Cam ghosted for some reason, actually, but making their way back from their unfortunate incident earlier. We've got Aiden in P17. And yeah, but this was one hell of a shake-up. Bear in mind, right now, 1000 corn in the number 7 Ferrari is P1, and Mihai is in P2. What in this world has happened? Who knows? Black Prix into P5, back up into the top end of the grid, and Domi down in P9. He's not going to be happy about that. Let's just hope for a better race for all the drivers, because there's been a few unlucky people today, just caught out by the safety car. Right. So, I'll tell you what, lap 14, I cannot tell you who's going to win this race. Honestly, it's been so bloody unpredictable that I just don't know who is even close to winning this race. There's 1000 corners to pit again. Mihai will have to pit again. Same with, I don't know actually, these guys are on hard tyres. If these guys can keep everyone else behind them, I reckon they could stay there. But then I reckon Blackberry could go through those 4 fairly easily, same with Morris. Luca could get ahead, same with Domi. Right, let's... I reckon Leon can make up positions. Cam could have a masterclass strategy and come from the back of the grid and win. Who knows? But let's see. 1000 corn sets the pace for us here on lap 14 of Portimao. Let's see how they'll take this safety car restart. And not slowing everyone down to 50 kilometers an hour. In fact, doing it just a little quicker in 90. This is how you kill everyone's tyres, by making them so unbelievably cold. And we're away. Tell you what, he's caught Mihai sleeping right there. We've got Ruby into the... someone into the pits. Morris into the pits. That'll be some damage under the safety car. 1000 corn leads Eweg. Oh, what's going on there? Oh, Joseph File has just been caught out by Blackberry, I think, there. Apologise, completely missed that. Domi making their way around the outside of Bas. Whoa! Luca locking the brakes, going right into the side of Blackberry there. Unconventional tactic. I think that stuff like that, locking your brakes, going into the side of the car in front of you. That's something you use in NASCAR, not Formula 1. Let's see what Blackberry does here, but I think Domi is going to get past Blackberry right now. I think there'll be some team orders going on there. Yeah, I'm not surprised. That didn't look too difficult. Luca, I think there's going to be an opportunity for an overtake here on 1000 Corn. He is going to go for the overtake, and Luca takes the lead of the Portuguese Grand Prix, and 1000 Corn gets the 3-second time penalty, and just File with another one. But yeah, Luca leads on lap 16. This is one of the drivers who could be seen as a clear winner of this Grand Prix today, just simply based on how much they've shown in their raw pace over the course of this event so far. Domi now has got into P2, and there's only 0.8 of a second separating these two. Now, Domi is 100% the faster driver here. However, is Luca going to show us something we've never really seen before? Shazad gets another 3-second time penalty. You know what that happens? Means when we start getting loads more time penalties, I'll switch on the time penalty board so you guys can see who can't keep it between the lines. 1000 Corn, maybe an unfortunate event, going slightly wide a few times. That happens. Joseph File with 11 seconds, going wide too many times, and Shazad retires. I think he's planted it. No, he's just stopped on track. That's a new tactic, if I've ever seen it, and he disappears off the face of the earth. That'll be some penalty points coming his way. Domi has caught up 4/10 so far since we last saw these two together. He's gone very deep into that corner there, and I won't be surprised if this ends up with about an 0.8 gap. No, it's not an 0.8 of a second gap. But I'll tell you what, these two keeping it close together. And Cam, I'll tell you what, Cam is brilliant. Do you know what? We've got Alfa Romeo driving very slowly. I think they've spun round. Ruby quite literally pulling to the side, letting Mihai by, and same with Eweg. That's a new approach. Never seen that done before, but you know, it's whatever. Right, Luca versus Domi, but yes, I'd like to go back to Cam. I'll come back to Cam after Domi takes the lead of the race on lap 18, just as they cross the line, and in turn 1. Great overtake. Domi leads, and not for the first time. Not the most dominant race we've seen from Domi. He's had a few problems, however, he's back into the lead, and I see no one stopping him. Now, I'll tell you what, Luca has actually started catching him a little bit there. But yes, back to Cam. Cam has driven an excellent race 3 times today. He's gone to the back of the grid and gone back up, back of the grid, gone back up, and guess what? He's had his front wing taken off, he's gone in, well he hasn't. Yes, he had his front wing taken off by that Williams, he's gone into the pits, got it changed, he's dropped all the way down to last place, and in the space of what feels like 4 laps, could be even less, he's back into P3. And I'll tell you what, he's not just in P3, he's slightly Keeps cutting out. This is really horrible. He started gaining on the drivers in front of him. I know they're battling, but seriously, this guy is a legend. I've not seen this in GFRL for a long time. Someone who can climb the field 3 times in one race. Right, let's get on board with Luca. They've started catching Domi only just slightly over the last lap. However, I think Domi has started to pull away here. Yeah, Luca using the DRS zones to keep with Domi. It's a smart tactic, especially as Domi is such an incredibly fast driver. I reckon Luca's best bet is to stick with him, using the DRS zones, using his ERS as much as he can to just stay behind him and then attacking on the straight. Taking that sausage curb will make you lose a lot of time. Right. And a lot of chaos this race. It's been a pretty good race, this Portuguese Grand Prix so far. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I've had fun watching this. Wow, 1,000 corn, showing us how to cut some grass. Yeah, that wasn't what I wanted to talk to you about then. What I wanted you to talk about is Leon. This is the closest we've seen the 2 Aston Martin drivers together on the grid here. I mean, it's P3 and P7, but, you know, good race from Leon to make it this far up the grid. I mean, he is good at making himself a good midfield driver, but, yeah. He's just had a solid race today. He's got back up in... Not back up. He's thrown that car into P7. So, well done to Leon so far. Let's get on board. Back on board with Luca. Luca has started catching Domi again. And it feels like I've been saying this an unbelievable amount. And he keeps catching that sausage curve, which is going to slow him down. This is antagonising watching this battle. Because Luca, through the course of a lap, catches up to Domi, and then Domi just extends that gap, just a little bit. But I guarantee you, one of these laps, one of these drivers is going to make a mistake, and we're going to end up with a winner here today, a clear winner. So let's see what Cam can do on this lap, the 21st lap of the Portuguese Grand Prix. He's 0.3 of a second behind Domi, and it's the first sector where we normally see them gain a lot of time on the car in front. However, don't think this is going to be the case this lap. It might be. Oh, very heavy braking there. That looked like an incredibly large lockup. Didn't look like it affected the car very much. It just looked like a large lockup. Newmy overtaking Blackberry Hall there with the 3-second time penalty. That's... Oh, we're switching places here. Quite a lot. Let's get on board with the both of them. Blackberry round the outside into the double right-hander. Great overtake from Blackberry. However, Newmy is going to have the run on Blackberry here for the next right-hander. And I don't know if there's going to be an overtake here. It would be incredibly risky. But Newmy is deciding to keep behind, and I think that's for the best. Wait for the DRS on the straight. Leon's actually caught up to this battle here. Very well done from Leon to get himself possibly into a P5 if he can get the 2 cars in front of him. As Luca and Domi continue their forever long tussle of about 0.6 of a second. We've got Leon staying back here. We've got the Williams and the Mercedes fighting for P5 right here, and a very fierce battle, might I add. Newmy and Blackberry have been switching places like you would not believe. Leon looks like he's going to have a good run here, and he's going to steal P6 from the Williams. But not only P6, he's going down the inside of the Mercedes, and he's put it into P5, but he's gone wide, and that Mercedes has got back into P5. But I'll tell you what, Leon, he had the inside line for a second there, and I won't be surprised if he can get it back. But that was, oh no, he's just dropped it out of the corner there. But he's held on to P6. I'll tell you what, that was looking like it would have been a brilliant overtake if he'd held it together. I mean, he's almost out of ERS here, compared to the other drivers who, I mean, behind him it's fairly similar, but Prix looks like he could probably take off now and leave the drivers behind him for dust. But, you know, that was an incredible overtake by Leon there. Full on late braking there. As I said, Prix is going to rocket off into the distance here. We have Leon in the slipstream, not the strip stream. That's very different thing. That's a very different thing. And Leon, he's going to have the overtake done. And into turn 1, Leon into P5. Oh, but Prix shooting right past him, going for a bit of a switchback there. Leon with almost no ERS now. God, these drivers. Prix looks like he's got barely any grip on that hard tyre whatsoever. Leon going for an overtake round the outside. Is there anything that's going to come of this? It doesn't look like it. And Leon has to settle in P6 again. Right, we've got to see Leon. Let's see if he can... No. I was about to say that would have been very, very risky to make a move into there. Would have been brilliant if you can pull it off, but very risky. Leon's going to have a big opportunity here. Now, into this right-hander. We've got yellow flags. It's a Ferrari going slowly. I think it might be Ruby. It is Ruby. Leon, again, with the DRS on the back straight. On the pit straight. He's pushed himself into P5. Is Prix going to go for his bit of a switchback that he's done every single lap previous? He does, and he keeps getting into that position. It looks so easy, that switchback. It's just, it's a smart, sneaky little move, that. And I'll tell you what, it's doing him loads of favours here to keep that car in front of Leon, burning his tyres up. And I'll tell you what, this might be the lap where Leon stays behind, because he hasn't put an attack on Prix yet. So we'll see what will come later in this lap. However, you know, it's been slightly different compared to the other ones. So Leon not going for an overtake there. Very smart decision, because that overtake is normally fatal. And you can crash yourself and the other driver out of the race for good. Leon takes a much straighter line through that corner compared to Prix, sweeping across the entire track. But, I mean, it's allowing... Oh, he can with a 3-second time penalty. I mean, he's not got much to worry about, because Bas is 11 seconds behind him. But, it's never good to get a penalty. Prix under threat from Leon now. Leon covering that inside line, so Prix cannot do the switchback. I think this is Leon into P5 now. It is Leon into P5. However, yes, that's Leon into P5. Prix's going to have the DRS, but it looks like he's way too far back, and he's locked his tyres, so I don't think he's going to be able to make this position. That is Leon into P5. Great race from Leon. Can't say many things bad about Leon, other than his occasional mishaps that he has with other drivers. But then, I've got to say, I'm not comparing Leon to Max Verstappen in any way, but when he started driving in Formula 1, he drove and crashed into everyone. So, who knows, maybe Season 5 is a new leaf for Leon. No incidents as I know of yet. And so far, driven an absolutely brilliant race. Aston Martin could not be disappointed in him today. If he keeps this up, there's only 7 yeah, 7 laps remaining. So if he can keep this together for 7 laps and he doesn't have to pit again, great job from Leon. Bas, I'll tell you what, also a brilliant race from Bas. Let's have a look at some of the position changes. Yes, Bas made up 7 positions today. Absolutely great race from Bas, running in P4. Obviously a great driver as well. We've seen Bas fight for podium positions and wins many times before, so I don't think we should be surprised from such a good race from Bas. Numi gets another 3-second time penalty there. Yeah, Leon making up 11 positions. He's famous for always making up an incredible amount of positions in a race. It always seems to be him who does it. However, in the past, I'm not going to lie, I don't want to jinx it. However, he's never actually kept on to it. Every single time he's been able to make up positions, he's lost them. Let's just hope this is different. So Leon has Blackberry right on his gearbox right now. Blackberry's actually going to have some DRS, but again, I think he's way too far back to do anything about it. Leon's holding his defence fairly well here. Goodness me. Cam? Wow. Cam started catching up to the drivers ahead. Good job from Cam to do that. It's not always the easiest thing to be on your own and catch the drivers ahead. So, yeah. These two here, lapping that Red Bull. That Red Bull will have given Domi a bit of DRS, which would have actually helped him out a bit. There, yep. It's clear that this 6/10 gap is probably going to continue to the end of the race. And only 5 laps left. It's I think it's clear to say this is how it'll finish, at least in the top 3 anyway. As Cam overtakes that Red Bull as well. Brilliant race by Cam. Is Bas losing time to Leon right now? I was about to say that would have been interesting if he was. Luca's going to have a long stretch. Oh, Rudy gets a 3-second time penalty, probably for going wide turn 1. Is EJ here? Is that AI racing for EJ? If it is, that'll be a penalty coming his way. Introduced in Season 2 was a penalty, I think it might have been Season 1 actually, was a penalty for driving with AI for the entire race. And yeah, it was basically an incident that many people had in Hungary, was AI, people leaving AI drivers on, and they ended up crashing into everyone. So it's been removed. I'm glad that he's been ghosted, but you know, it's a punishable offence. So, you know, we'll have a look next weekend at what comes EJ's way for this. Blackberry's not having a great race right now. He's actually stuck behind Leon, which is not what he wants. I mean, there's a big difference in tyre compound here. There's only 3 laps of the race left. I think Leon's tyres are starting to drop off, and towards the latter stages of these 3 laps, Blackberry will start to gain an advantage here. In fact, we can already see him starting to gain an advantage as Leon had a bit of an issue there coming out of that corner. In fact, Blackberry's going to have DRS, and he's going to be using his ERS to get to Leon. He's going to make an overtake down into turn 1. He goes round the outside of Leon and makes it into P5. And I think it could stay this way because Leon looks like he is starting to ice skate round. I seem to have misspoken. Leon pulls to the right into turn 1. Oh, that was very close there. As Blackberry holds on to P5. That was incredibly close. I think there might have been contact. I'm not sure. However, Leon's tyres do look fairly cooked. So I think it's just a race of survival now. Do you know what? I'm gonna shut up because every time I seem to say something, the opposite seems to happen. So you know, it doesn't look like it's going to rain whatsoever in these last few laps. So let's see what that can cause. Because it's too late for anyone to really pit to make a difference. But you know, Leon's just out of ERS here. Oh wow, is he going to go for something here? No, he's not. This is a different Leon. This someone else is driving here. He's being smart. He's being intelligent. This is the driver we've been looking for most of the season. For most of the seasons he's been here. He's going to have 2 laps to make his mark here. I mean, P6 is still an incredible achievement from where he started. However, you know, it's just a case of, is he actually going to be able to get that P5 in the end? Tell you what, Cam. Absolute legend, this guy. Back of the grid, front of the grid. He's caught up to the leaders here. They're only a little bit in front of him. I know they've been battling, but seriously, who found this guy? He's quick. You should be worried, right? Domi, he might... I mean, to be fair, the difference between these guys and their qualifying pace was basically nothing. However, seriously, this guy's race pace is just different gravy. Cam has cooked this entire race. It's been quite amazing to watch him go from the back to the front, to the front, to the back, to the back, to the front again. Honestly, Cam can cook. To be fair, after this race, after this overtake right here that he's going to pull off on Blackberry. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I thought there was going to be an overtake there. But, you know, Leon, if he can grab P5, even if he sits in P6, he's shown us that he can cook today. Bas, obviously, fantastic as always. He's kind of had a race on his own. Bas has kind of had a race on his own today. However, tell you what, he's still shown how quick he is, because no one's come near him, and no one's exactly, he's not losing time to the drivers in front. I mean, he has just started to now, but he's not losing any time to the drivers behind him, and yeah, he's just driven a solid race. So Cam really close to the drivers in front of him now. Luca actually really close to Domi. I think that might have just been him locking up. Yes, it is. It's the last lap. Jesus Christ, I haven't been paying attention. Let's watch Leon. I think we're going to stick on board with Leon. These are the two closest drivers here. Newmy behind the both. Let's see what comes of this battle between Blackberry and Leon, because this battle's been going on a while, and I'll tell you what, it's a pretty cool battle this. They're both drivers look like they've got almost no grip. However, Blackberry just looks a bit like he's, you know, just got a little more grip than Leon. Domi's won the race. Sorry for being a bit delayed there. Luca in second, Cam in third. Bas is going to dance across the line in fourth, and I cannot blame him for dancing there. He's driven a brilliant race. Blackberry, brilliant recovery from getting screwed over by the safety car. Brilliant race from Leon. Gabri gets across the line from Tib there, just at the end by the look. Morris P9, Aiden P10, grabbing our final point. Newmy P11, 1000 coin P12, P13 now. Ruby in P14 here. Slightly disappointing race from the Spanish-Dutch driver, with Alonso and Verstappen blood coursing through his veins. He dances across the line to spin and hit the wall. Let's hope we see a better race from Ruby tomorrow. Not tomorrow, sorry. God. Let's hope we see a better race from Ruby next race. Next weekend. And I'll tell you what, Leon, driver of the day. Do you know what? I would give Leon driver of the day on one condition, and that's on the condition that Cam doesn't exist. Unfortunately for Leon, Cam does exist, and I just think he's been brilliant. I'm sorry, he's gone from the back to the front so many times this race. He's overtaken so many damn people that I genuinely think Cam deserves driver of the day. But it is what it is, and the game has decided that it is Leon. So congrats to Leon. And congrats to our top three, Domi, Luca and Cam. Again, absolutely fantastic race from Cam. Do you know what? I've got to put these three together, Cam, Bas and Leon. Absolutely great. Cam, just absolute speed shown. Bas, absolute consistency shown. And Leon, sheer will has been shown. So, yes, that has been the Portuguese Grand Prix. I have hoped that anyone who's listened into this and watched the stream today has enjoyed. And, again, I apologise for my cold if I sounded horrible, if you can hear me sniffling every 5 seconds. But, yes, anyway, this is our grid for today. Well, not our grid, this is our finishing grid. And we've got the drivers who DNF'd at the end. Joseph File, Felix 1, and the other guy, Shazad. Yeah, that was our race today. I hope you all enjoyed that, and I will see you next week for whatever we have next week. To be fair, I'm going to have a look now for you. Next week we will be racing in... Oh, are we doing interviews? Yes. Let's do interviews, actually. I'm gonna do interviews. So I'd like to... I'm gonna add some people here. So let's see if I can get Domi. Invite. Let's Cam in here. I don't have Cam friended. Do I have Luca friended? Hello, Ruby. Do you think you could add some people for post-race interviews for me? specifically Cam and Luca, because I don't have them friended. Welcome, Luca. Great race is all I can say. To be fair, I basically saw you fighting for the win for most of that, except for the end where you were basically battling over 6/10. Can you share your opinion on your race? Do you think it was alright? Yeah. Yeah, at the start of that race, when the lights went out, you had an amazing start. You were able to jump 2 drivers in front of you, and you were basically almost into the lead just after turn 1. I mean, that was a fantastic start. Oh, wow. Well, I'll tell you what, it was great. So, congrats to you. Yeah. Right. Domi.
Hello.
Obviously, one of the most dominant drivers I think we've ever had, Domi. There's not much to say other than you just keep winning. And I don't know when it's going to stop. Do you know when it's going to stop?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, glad to have you again in the commentary box.
Thank you.
It's really good to have you again this season. And talking about the race, yeah, it was great. It was great. I was doing no racing line, and
Yeah.
Luca was doing no racing line because I was not doing racing line. So it was great. It was great. We were battling. We were trying to not lose time with Luca, and try to, with the safety car that appeared in the middle of the first half of the race. So yeah, we were trying to, when we pitted, then we tried to catch up the field. Then we were first and second. So we were like, okay, we won't fight. We will try to make a gap, and then if there is any possibility, we can fight for the win. He had a moment out of this blind corner, and he couldn't, but he got a really good pace. I'm really glad to race with him and with his pace with no racing line. He literally didn't do any practice today, so yeah, it was really good. It was really good. Yeah, it was fun. The race was fun. Instead of, I mean, there was so many incidents, but yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that.
Well, yeah, it was a great race, and again, congrats on the win. Right, Cam.
Hello.
I cannot say anything other than that race was absolutely amazing from you. I know it might not feel like it from where you are. However, the amount of times I saw you go from the front of the grid to the back of the grid and end up back at the front of the grid, I was just busy impressed. So, hats off to you. It was just incredible.
It was painful.
Yeah.
It was really painful. I think I might have got killed 4 times or something like that.
I was on board with
but
you.
I don't know what it was. On that last safety car, I think I gained 9 places in 3 corners or something like that.
I know. I mean, I'd watched you get taken out, and then you what do you call it? You'd pitted under the safety car, of course. You changed your front wing, you came back out, and then you were like P4 or something like that, and you were fighting this Williams, and it just spun in front of you and took your front wing off, and then you went all the way back down again. I felt so gutted for you, and do you know what? You finished P3.
Yeah.
it's
it
a
feels
good result.
like I finished like 12th.
Yeah.
Because for the last like 12 laps, I was catching those two at like a 10th a lap. It was painful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, I had nothing. Yeah. There's a bit of a difference when you have to go from 18th to 3rd every single time you pit. Well, I got absolute. I think Felix spun me around on that one, and then I don't know what happened. I don't know. Basically, they tried to go 4 wide into that quick left-hander. Felix just poked his nose in and absolutely, yeah, just ran me around. And then on the first safety car restart, I don't know what happened, but a Ferrari just came and sideswiped the hell out of me. So I lost my wing again, and then obviously that Williams on the 3rd safety car, and then the 4th safety car, I eventually got the 3rd. Yeah, 4th time lucky. But obviously I couldn't battle you two because I was literally dragging myself along on my own.
Yeah.
We gapped everyone else by like 25 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, your race pace was something else today, Cam. You did a lot. You had a tough one. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Get some rest. You deserve it after that. So yeah, honestly, congrats to a lot of you. That's a well-deserved podium for every single one of you. So, you know, it was a pretty impressive race to watch from my perspective. Oh yeah, it was, especially Cam's race.
Mate, my race was so good. Oh my god.
I know that P18 start, and then you overtook 3 drivers, and 2 of them lost their front wing.
3?
And one...
I was in P13. I gained 5 positions.
I know. I was
until.
Yeah. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Okay. It's time for some Lego Fortnite now. So me join
Alright.
me.
Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed the stream today. It was a pretty good race here at Portugal. So I'll see you for next week, wherever you are. And yeah, goodbye.